30 horsepower, around 22 pound-feet of torque, an expected 0 to 60 time in the mid 6-second range, and an MSRP that industry insiders suggest could come in under $6,000. If Yamaha really brings this bike to the US, that combination alone is enough to shake up the lightweight dual sport market. The rumored 2026 Yamaha DT 250 isn't trying to be flashy or extreme. It's aiming straight at riders who want real-world performance, real-world value, and a motorcycle that actually fits how Americans ride. The 2026 Yamaha DT 250, if it's officially launched in the United States as expected, would sit firmly in the dual sport category. This is a street-legal motorcycle designed to handle city streets, highways, backroads, and dirt trails without forcing the rider to compromise too much in any one area. For US riders, that matters more than ever. Not everyone wants a 500-pound adventure bike, and not everyone wants a dirt bike that's miserable on pavement. The DT 250 is expected to land right in that sweet spot. This bike is built for riders who want freedom, commuters who want something light and efficient, weekend riders who want to explore gravel roads and trails, experienced riders who miss simple, honest motorcycles, and even newer riders who want something approachable but not boring. The DT name carries serious legacy, especially for riders who remember Yamaha's original DT models as tough, reliable machines that could take abuse and keep going. That heritage is a big reason this motorcycle is getting attention, and here on Global Wheel Hub, we know nostalgia only works if the product actually delivers. Based on current information and industry chatter, the 2026 Yamaha DT 250 is expected to use a single-cylinder, liquid-cooled, 4-stroke engine with a displacement right around 249 cc. This isn't about chasing peak horsepower numbers, it's about usable power across the rev range. Horsepower is expected to land around 30 horsepower, with torque figures near 22 pound-feet. In a lightweight dual sport chassis, that's more than enough to be fun, responsive, and practical. A 6-speed manual transmission is expected, which is essential for American riders who need flexibility. A low first gear helps off-road, while a tall 6th gear makes highway cruising less stressful. The expected 0 to 60 time sits somewhere in the 6 to 7 second range, depending on rider weight and conditions. Top speed is likely around 85 to 90 miles per hour, which means it should comfortably handle short highway stretches without feeling like it's being pushed to the edge. Fuel economy is where this bike could really win over US riders. Expected fuel mileage is in the 65 to 75 miles per gallon range, which is excellent by American standards. Pair that with a fuel tank capacity rumored to be around 2.4 gallons, and you're looking at a realistic riding range of about 150 miles. That's perfect for commuting, weekend rides, and light touring without constantly hunting for gas stations. Compared to competitors like the Honda CRF 300L, the DT 250 is expected to be lighter and potentially more road-friendly. Against the Kawasaki KLX 300, Yamaha may focus more on refinement and balance rather than aggressive off-road bias. It's not trying to dominate one category, it's trying to be good everywhere. And that's exactly what many Global Wheel Hub viewers are looking for. Design-wise, the expected approach for the 2026 Yamaha DT 250 is clean, slim, and functional. No unnecessary bulk, no exaggerated styling, just a motorcycle that looks ready to ride anywhere. LED lighting is expected front and rear, which improves visibility and gives the bike a modern feel. For US riders who commute early in the morning or ride back roads at night, that's a real upgrade. The instrument cluster is expected to be a digital unit, likely an LCD or a small TFT display around 4 inches. It should provide clear, easy-to-read information like speed, gear position, fuel level, and trip data. Smartphone connectivity is rumored but not guaranteed. If Yamaha includes basic Bluetooth features, it would be a nice bonus, But this bike isn't expected to rely heavily on tech. Riding modes are likely minimal or non-existent, and honestly, that's not a bad thing. Many American dual sport riders prefer simplicity. Traction control may be basic if included at all, but ABS is expected to be standard. There's also a strong possibility of a rear ABS disable feature, which is important for off-road riding. Suspension is expected to be long travel, with a front fork offering around 10 inches of travel and a rear monoshock that may allow preload adjustment. This setup should handle potholes, rough pavement, dirt roads, and trails with ease. Braking is expected to come from a front and rear disc setup, tuned for predictability rather than aggressive sport bike bite. Tire sizing is likely a 21-inch front and 18-inch rear, which gives US riders access to a massive range of aftermarket tire options. In daily use, this bike is expected to be extremely versatile. In the city, it should feel light, narrow, and easy to maneuver. On the highway, it won't replace a touring bike, but it should cruise comfortably at legal speeds. For longer rides, especially on back roads, it should be surprisingly comfortable with the right setup. Canyon carving will be more about flow and technique than raw speed, and light off-road riding is where this motorcycle should really shine. Now let's talk about pricing, because this could be the deciding factor. Industry insiders suggest the expected US MSRP for the 2026 Yamaha DT 250 could fall between $5,500 and $5,900. If Yamaha can deliver this bike at that price, it becomes incredibly competitive. It undercuts some rivals while still offering modern features and Yamaha's reputation for reliability. Compared to the Honda CRF 300L and Kawasaki KLX 300, the DT 250 is expected to be right in the mix on pricing, possibly offering better overall value depending on dealer fees. Dealer markup is always a concern in the US, especially if demand is high at launch. But even with some added fees, this bike could still represent strong value for money. So should you wait for it, or look elsewhere? If you're a rider who wants a simple, reliable, versatile motorcycle that can handle American roads and trails, the DT 250 makes a lot of sense. It's expected to be beginner-friendly without being boring, and capable enough for experienced riders who don't need massive horsepower numbers. For long US highways, it's good but not perfect. If your riding is mostly high-speed interstate travel, there are better options. But for mixed riding, backroads, commuting, and weekend adventures, this bike is expected to feel right at home. Comfort for 200-mile rides is realistic, especially with minor upgrades like a better seat or wind protection. Maintenance expectations are expected to be low. Yamaha engines are known for durability, and this one is rumored to be tuned for longevity rather than extreme performance. Oil changes, valve checks, and general upkeep should be straightforward and affordable. Reliability assumptions are strong, but until Yamaha officially confirms the US model, it's important to remember that these are expectations, not confirmed facts. If the 2026 Yamaha DT 250 launches in the US as expected, it represents exactly what many American riders have been asking for: a lightweight, efficient, versatile motorcycle that doesn't cost a fortune and doesn't try to be something it's not. It brings back a legendary name with a modern approach, and it does so in a way that actually fits how people ride today. It offers usable power instead of bragging rights. It delivers real versatility across pavement and dirt. It targets a price point that makes sense for US riders. It carries Yamaha's reputation for reliability. And it keeps things simple, which is rare these days. Would you buy this over a Honda CRF 300L or a Kawasaki KLX 300? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you want honest, detailed motorcycle reviews made for real riders, make sure you subscribe to Global Wheel Hub. We focus on bikes that matter, not hype. This is Global Wheel Hub, where performance meets passion.